pleasure to be here with you today to celebrate Older Americans Month. Yay! So this is to congratulate all of you for all that you have done to build the city of Chicago into the wonderful city that it is today. And without all of your hard work with your own families, with the professions that you've had, living in the community, this would not be possible. Chicago would not be the city that it is today. And I remember when Alderman Schulter came to my office for the first time and talked about this property that was going to be open and available. And he had a vision for this property, and it was senior housing and this senior center. So I'm not a visual person. I have to see things. I'm not abstract. But he saw it in his mind's eye. He saw all of you sitting here today. So if you see him, don't forget to say thank you to him, because he really put a lot of himself into watching this project go forward. So I know that he's no longer the alderman of this ward. You've got a wonderful alderman, Puar, and he also is doing a fabulous job. But also on behalf of Mayor Emanuel, we're going to put his picture up here because he's going to be dropping in at all the senior centers. So when you see him, you be sure to thank him. In 2005, he was the congressman from the Northwest Side, and I remember I went to him and told him about the Elder Justice Act, and he tried to pass it twice as a congressman and failed. So when he was chief of staff, he put it into, I'd like to say he snuck it into the Affordable Care Act, but it's the first time in the history of the country that there is a federal act to protect seniors. So he is the author of that, and he really doesn't talk about it. The other thing that he's involved in is Age-Friendly Chicago through the World Health Organization. Do you know that the senior population is going to double in the next 15 years? And there are more 75-year-olds than 5-year-olds in the world for the first time in the history of the world. And that the fastest growing population is 75 and above. So if you're here today, chances are you may be here to see 100. So we just need to prepare Chicago for that. So there's a survey that we will be passing around, and I hope that you fill it out, because it is to plan for the next 20 years in the city of Chicago. And without your input, we may do things that are not as good for you as it would be if we had your input. So if you could please fill those out, it'll take about 10 minutes, and then we will collect them. And we are partnered with Bueller Center on Aging, and so they are helping us with this. But going forward, can you only imagine that you are all going to have to hold hands and help each other, because this is the biggest population in the world today, is your age and those that are coming right beneath you. So we really wish you well and say congratulations. You've got the best center in the city of Chicago. I know you do. So I do have a proclamation. I won't read it. There's a lot of whereases and therefores, but